Spain, one of the world's most popular destinations, is a place we have to visit. Home to over 48 million people, it's a country full of historic landmarks, diverse architecture, and rich cultural heritage. Spain is more than just a destination, it's an experience of unforgettable adventures. Our journey continues here, in the heart of the country. The capital city of Spain, we in Madrid, baby. Let's go.
Next station,
Madrid Chamartín, Clara Campoamor.
We made it, guys! Yay! This was quite an eventful morning. There was actually only one train to Madrid today from San Sebastian, and it was at 5 a.m. So yeah, that was fun. I'm happy we got here early because now we have the whole day to explore, and we might be able to meet up with some friends before they leave. Let's go explore. Vamos! I'm definitely gonna mess up on the pronunciation, so bear with me, guys. Founded in the 9th century, Madrid was actually not the capital of Spain until 1561, when King Philip II moved the Spanish court from Toledo to Madrid. As the most populated city in Spain, Madrid is a beautiful metropolis with over 3.4 million people who bring the city to life.
Sueño y al final del túnel una luz, creí que podría ser tú.
I got to pick up on some Spanish slang during my trip here. One phrase I used very often was "me cago en la leche," because a lot of cagoing leche was happening. There's lots of places to explore in Madrid, and the first place that we will visit is Plaza Mayor. Located right in the heart of Madrid, Plaza Mayor is a central hub for shops, bars, restaurants, and public events. Plaza Mayor has been through 3 devastating fires throughout its history, and it's been reconstructed each time, a testament to the spirit of the people who call this city home. There were a couple of costume guys here who tried grabbing me to take photos with them for money. So that was some experience. I probably should have used my "me cago en la leche" line. That would have worked. Next to Plaza Mayor, we can visit the Mercado de San Miguel. This is the most popular market in Madrid, with a variety of fresh food and other goods. Exploring the markets in Spain is an experience, where you'll be able to try out some delicious tapas, small appetizers usually served with a drink. But for a more authentic experience, I would definitely recommend trying more local markets, as San Miguel Market is usually catered to tourists. Throughout Spain, lots of shops close early in the afternoon for a couple of hours. This is because of a tradition known as a siesta, where people take a midday break to rest, eat, and escape the heat. It's basically an extended lunch break. Although not as widely practiced as it once was, siestas are a great way to recharge and escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life. This is the Almudena Cathedral. Consecrated in 1993, this was the first cathedral to be consecrated outside of Rome. The Almudena Cathedral was important because when Madrid became the capital, there were no cathedrals built here. This cathedral is a sacred gem of the city, an impressive place of worship. Nearby the cathedral, we could visit the Royal Palace. The Royal Palace in Madrid is the largest palace in Western Europe, with over 2 million visitors every year. Here we can visit the palace inside and also see the views of the city from its observation deck. What's nice about Madrid is that it's able to blend a lot of its grand modern architecture with the character of its historic neighborhoods, a mix of its past and present. Visiting Madrid felt like home. It's a different experience in many ways, but I was comfortable here, walking through Madrid, listening to the sounds of the city. One place we have to visit in Madrid is El Retiro Park. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, this is one of the largest and most beautiful city parks in Madrid. The park is known as Parque del Buen Retiro, which literally means Good Retreat Park. El Retiro is a great place to retreat from the busyness of life and relax in nature, perfect for taking a siesta. What a day in Spain's capital. This is a good way to end the day here. Gonna be staying in Madrid for a couple days because it'll be easy for me to travel to some of the other cities that I want to visit nearby, and I'll get to enjoy Madrid a little bit more. After a long day of exploring Madrid, I finally got to meet with my friends. Look who it is! Whoa!
Hey, so we were just in Madrid for the last 3 days, and I did the crazy thing of just buying an impulsive ticket to the El Clásico, which is FC Barça versus Real Madrid. FC Barça won 4-0, baby, so let's go Barça.
And then the next day I took her to a 7-story club area called Captain Town. And we had a blast singing karaoke and dancing with the DJ. Madrid's awesome.
Especially as it relates to traveling, I would say have a plan overall, but don't be afraid to deviate from that if, you know, you feel like you're forcing something. And so, you know, you might be like, oh, okay, I want to do plan A today, but then maybe you wake up that day and you're like, plan A doesn't seem as fun. Be open to changing, being open to being flexible, and not try to kind of wed yourself to something and thinking that that's a strict kind of schedule. So just being open to new experiences is what I would say is how I live my life and how I travel as well.
Somehow I managed to give a local directions in Spanish somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but I'll take it. This was probably the best sleep I had in a while. Today we will be visiting Segovia, a historical city known for its world-famous Roman aqueduct and its enchanting medieval castle. Here is the Roman aqueduct of Segovia. It's been here for thousands of years and is considered a city symbol. I believe it is about 800 meters long, according to Google, but feel free to fact check me on that. Built by the Romans in the 1st century, this aqueduct was built entirely without any mortar or cement. It's held together by pretty much just gravity, with the blocks fitting in perfectly. The aqueduct is truly a gateway into the old town of Segovia. From Madrid, Segovia is a pretty easy city to get to. It's about 20 or 25 minutes by the train. Segovia is a well-preserved city where it feels like you're stepping back in time. You can walk through the old town and explore the many historical sites and cultural rich heritage. Segovia had a large number of churches built during the Middle Ages because of the influence of Christianity. One church we will visit is the Iglesia de San Millán. This church is known for its Romanesque architecture, with the ambiance of prayer and worship inside. This is the Catedral de Segovia, the last Gothic cathedral to be built in Spain. The Segovia Cathedral is known as the Lady of the Cathedrals because of its height, elegance, and size. The cathedral is quite vast and spacious, so you can get lost in time, visiting the many rooms, chapels, and cloisters here. The Segovia Cathedral is an impressive landmark and architectural beauty. I love that Segovia is a very walkable, compact city, and the natural beauty of this place feels like something out of a fairy tale. One place we have to visit here is the Alcázar de Segovia. The Alcázar is one of the most famous medieval castles in the world, a stunning UNESCO World Heritage Site. I'm actually here an hour early before my reserved time, so Let's grab a quick bite in the meantime.
Will begin in a few minutes. Visitors with tickets for this session, please the Passion de Armas.
You can visit inside the castle, which displays cultural artifacts and other works of art. The design of the castle is a beautiful mix of Gothic, Romanesque, and Moorish influences. One of the most popular rooms here is La Sala de los Reyes, the Hall of the Kings, which displays the statues of 52 Spanish rulers. Alcazar served as a castle and a fortress for many rulers and kings here. It's been around, I believe, since the 12th and 13th century. And I guess a fun fact would be that this castle inspired Cinderella's castle. And it was also in Orson Welles' something chimes, but I don't remember. I'm pretty scared of heights, so this is quite something for me. But gotta do it for the content, I guess. For some awesome panoramic views, you can climb the tower, but you're only allowed up here for a certain amount of time, so you gotta be quick. The Alcazar of Segovia is a magical castle that feels like you're in a fairy tale, packed with a lot of history throughout its walls. Well, it just started raining and I did not bring an umbrella. So yeah, definitely didn't come prepared today. I should have brought it. I don't know why I didn't bring it. I was like, it's not gonna rain today. I had an awesome time in Segovia, but now it's time to head back home to Madrid. Sad! I had a bit of a difficult time getting back because I decided to take the local train instead of the express because I didn't want to pay. The local was free for me, but it took me an hour to get back home instead of 20 minutes with the express. The local train was also in some sketchy areas, so yeah. Me cago en la leche. But at least it was nice to view the city at night. What's nice about staying in Madrid is that we're close to many cities. There's also tons of options to travel with the buses and trains. Definitely don't underestimate the buses because sometimes they're even cheaper and faster than the trains. We have arrived in the historic city of Toledo. The trip here wasn't so bad. It was about a 50-minute ride by bus. Toledo feels so much different than Segovia. The city feels like twice the size of Segovia, and Toledo's not the easiest walkable place. There's lots of narrow ups and downs and uneven roads, so it can be a bit of a hike to get around.
Toledo used to be the former capital of Spain up until, I believe, the 16th century.
Toledo was a great strategic location for Spain, as it's located on top of a hill, surrounded by the river. Toledo was once ruled by many different kingdoms throughout its history, which brought an impact to the interesting development of the culture here.
Toledo is also known as the city of three cultures. Historically, it's been mixed with Christian, Islamic, and Judaic cultures. You'll be able to notice a lot of the influences from these cultures throughout the buildings, the museums, the food, and of course, the people.
We can see a lot of knights, swords, and other cultural items, a reflection of the influences in the city's history. Toledo is definitely a melting pot of cultures, and I'm really excited to visit here. I felt like I was in some Assassin's Creed game, exploring a whole new world.
What's kind of cool about Toledo is that they have something called the Toledo bracelet, which allows you either free or discounted access towards a lot of the attractions here. So I bought that for about 13 USD, and I have to pick it up. I did not get a receipt when I checked in my email, so I don't know if I'll be able to get it. All right, so I checked the tourism office, and they said I have to pick it up at one of these 7 locations circled here. So we're gonna go do that.
This bracelet thing was a whole me cago en la leche. Clearly I couldn't get in without a receipt, and I checked everywhere. Just when I was about to give up on the bracelet.
Guys, so I finally got the bracelet. I was just so frustrated. I was like seriously about to break down. I'm like, I cannot find it for the life of me. Turns out it was in deleted. So I really done goofed with this one. But we got it now after an hour of questioning my life. But hey, you know me, I always find a way to wing it somehow, you know? So light work. definitely not light work.
The first place that we will visit is the Iglesia de los Jesuitas. Yep, I don't think I said that right. Known as the Church of San Ildefonso, this church was built by the Jesuits on the birthplace of San Ildefonso, the patron saint of Toledo. We can climb the tower for a view of the city, where you can see the Catedral Primada and the Alcázar de Toledo. The next place is the Iglesia del Salvador. What's interesting about this place is that it was built on top of a mosque that was built on top of a former church. We'll be able to see the remains of the mosque down below. Next up is the Iglesia de Santo Tome. Santo Tome is known for the painting The Burial of the Count of Orgaz by El Greco, a famous art legend. You can find many of El Greco's works scattered throughout the city. You'll get the most bang for your buck here with the bracelet, especially when you visit other places, as one ticket alone is the same price as the Toledo bracelet. This is the Sinagoga de Santa Maria la Blanca. Built in the 12th century, it is considered to be one of the oldest synagogues in Europe still standing today. This synagogue is a symbol of the coexistence of the three cultures here, because it was built by Islamic architects on Christian territory for Jewish use. So we'll be able to see much of the influences embedded into the architecture. This is the Monasterio de San Juan de los Reyes. The monastery was built for the Catholic monarchs to celebrate the victory at the Battle of Toro and to celebrate the birth of Prince John. We can also explore the beautiful cloister with a courtyard of great beauty and architectural design. This monastery is big, with many rooms and chapels to explore. Alright, after all that traveling, let's take a break to eat because I'm hungry. We're going to grab a traditional dessert that's famous in Toledo, a must try when visiting the city.
Here we have marzipan. It is a type of sweet and pastry with dough mixed with sugar and almonds.
Next, we will visit the Real Colegio Doncellas Nobles. Known as the Royal College of Noble Maidens, this was built to educate young women in Toledo to become good mothers and faithful Christians. We have made it to the last one, guys, and that is the Mezquita del Cristo de la Luz. Built in 999, the mosque is the oldest standing monument in Toledo. The design is inspired by the mosque in Córdoba, another city in Spain. The mosque is a solid display of Toledo's multicultural heritage.
What began as a rough morning turned into a pretty solid day. Now I gotta find something to eat because I am hungry and the sweets are not really gonna do it for me. Not for a lunch at least.
I wasn't planning on visiting the Catedral Primada, but apparently this section was free, so here's the view. I had plenty of time left to explore the city, so here's some stuff we saw before we head back home.
Sí, sí, pero a final de cuentas, exacto, sí es lo que le digo, mire aquel.
Comparten colchón. Cuando por la calle pasa la vida como un huracán. Hombre de traje gris saca un sucio calendario de
Taking the bus back home was crazy. I'm not sure how the bus is capped because there seems to be way more people than they could fit, and people have to pay for their seats in advance. Luckily, I was allowed in the earlier 30-minute bus, so I don't know how that worked, but I'll take it. There's one spot in Madrid I gotta take you guys to. This is La Puerta del Sol, Madrid's most famous square. The square is known for the statue El Oso y el Madrono, the official symbol of Spain. You can feel the spirit of the city come alive.
That is in our heart. La maldad del corazón del ser humano en tu vida. The evil that we have in our life hace que no cumplas la medida para realmente entrar.
This was a beautiful night that I wished would never end, but tomorrow would be a rude awakening, not just for us, but for all the people of Spain. My heart goes out to the people of Valencia. During this time of recording, Spain had experienced a year's worth of rainfall overnight, taking hundreds of lives and causing destructive damages across the country. I pray for Valencia. I'm so sorry. I would like to take a moment of silence for the people of Spain. At first, Valencia was the city that we're supposed to visit today, but we're gonna visit another place instead.
Here we are in Salamanca, and at the time of this recording, it is Halloween. It is a little bit of a trip here. It's about 3 hours by the bus, and yeah, now we're here.
Salamanca is a cultural city of rich historic heritage. The city is home to about 150,000 people, with a quarter of them being students. Salamanca is often called the Oxford of Spain because it's home to a prestigious university.
Which is the oldest university in Spain. It's been around since the 13th century, and they have about maybe more than 30,000 students. So there's a lot of college life around here, and you'll get to see like a really cozy like college town.
This is La Casa de las Conchas. Known as the House of the Shells, you can see more than 300 shells decorated on the walls. The house was built to honor the Order of Santiago de Compostela. Today, it currently houses a public library inside that you can visit. Throughout the town, you'll see people in traditional clothing playing music. This is a tradition known as tuna, in which university students in traditional clothing play classic instruments and sing serenades. Tuna dates back to the 13th century, when students formed groups to earn money for university. Today, the tradition lives on, not just for the money, but for fun and meeting people from other universities. What's interesting about Salamanca is that the city has two cathedrals called the New Cathedral and the Old Cathedral that are connected to each other. This is the New Cathedral, known as the Catedral de la Asunción de la Virgen. Did I say that right? Built in the 16th century, it is considered to be one of the largest cathedrals in Spain. This new cathedral was built to accommodate the growth of the city's population and the University of Salamanca. Here we can explore the cathedral's many chapels, making you feel lost in the sauce, immersed into the history. Through this door, you'll enter into the historic Old Cathedral, known as the Catedral Vieja de Santa Maria. Built in the 13th century, this sacred place is dedicated to Santa Maria de la Sede. As we explore, you'll discover panels that show the life of Jesus and the Virgin Mary.
Es un escándalo, pero precisamente ahí el amor vence. Y esa historia que comienza con un sueño de amor y continúa con una historia de fracasos.
A cool thing is that you'll be able to go up to the top with some great views of the city. I believe I went through the exhibit known as the Hieronymus Tower, but I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too.
Well, it does say take your selfie here, so figured why not take a couple selfies.
Salamanca is often referred to as La Dorada, the Golden City, because of its sandstone buildings.
This is La Casa de las Muertes, which is also known as the House of Deaths. What's interesting about this place is that apparently there was a murder of 4 family members here. And if you look right above that structure over there, you can see 4 different skulls for each of the family members. And yeah, it's a very spooky building.
Of course, we can't forget about Salamanca's Plaza Mayor. I'm hungry again, guys, so I decided to get some delicious pastries.
Apoyo con queso examen, empanada bonito. Podemos comprar 3 y las compartimos. Claro, vamos. Pues venga.
¿De cuáles querías?
So quiero este y este.
Spiderman.
Qué lindos.
Sí. Y calabaza de Halloween.
And pago en efectivo?
Como quieras.
Okay, gracias. We got it, guys. We got the pumpkin, Spider-Man, and of course my favorite, Peppa Pig. It's Peppa Pig. Whoa. This is a pretty common dish here in Salamanca. It's usually stuffed with pork, chorizo, and eggs.
If you're still feeling hungry, you can check out the Mercado Central de Salamanca. The Salamanca Central Market is the oldest food market in the city, built in the 20th century. For a scenic escape from the hustle and bustle of the city, you can take a stroll on this bridge. This is the Puente Romano de Salamanca, a Roman bridge with some amazing views of the river. As part of Salamanca's coat of arms, it's the perfect place to experience the lush green landscape and ambient sounds of nature. Low-key, I think Salamanca is my favorite city in Spain so far. The spirit of Salamanca is truly captivating. But sadly, we have to catch our bus back home, back on the road to Madrid. Ah, yes. Home sweet home.
Ayuda de vuestra divina gracia, propongo firmemente nunca más pecar, confesarme y cumplir la penitencia que me fue. Amén.
Halloween isn't really celebrated in Spain, but it was wholesome to see people dressed up. What a journey this has been. From Madrid to Segovia to Toledo and to Salamanca, this was truly an adventure. And the fact that you guys have made it this far is a testament of why are you guys not bored of me by now?
Well guys, that is it for this chapter of my journey. Got an early trip to my next destination tomorrow. Spain, you're awesome. Sending out my prayers and love to the people of Valencia. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye! Hasta luego! Yep, I know. I figured once in a lifetime, so why not? And it's been leading up to this moment, and here we are now. So, yeah, let's go.